Well, hello. Welcome back. Hopefully we get to have a full show here. It's going to be me and it's going to be the regulars except for one. See, what had happened was we lost our goat. Not real sure what's happening with that. Tonight we have some adventures to go down. A little bit of some creepy. We're going down some wormholes, rabbit holes, but I can't do that by myself. So before I do anything else, I got to bring on the guy everybody's been waiting for. That shouldn't have happened. It was a fluke. Welcome to the stage, Ethan Thompson, Easy E. What's up, dude? You're muted. You're muted or your mic.
Only Tony would get hit at the start of his show by his own crutch.
Yeah, you know.
I'm telling you. But it's fucking Wednesday, people. We're back.
Happy hump day.
We're dozaless this week. Mr. Goat himself was grazing the pastures, so he was unavailable. So we got to take it in the rear for him.
You know? Sorry, guys. You're stuck with us.
It happens. It just happens. But it's Wednesday, so
it is Wednesday. How's your work week going? Talk to me about your work week.
It's almost over. Only work 2 days next week, so I'm happy. Monday, Tuesday, and I'm off the rest of the week. My little one graduates 8th grade, so took a few days off.
Round of applause for that. Way to go, kid.
We got through our audits this week. This week was a big week for us because we have audits and, things like that. So made it through with flying colors. So I won't get yelled at tomorrow when I go to work. That's a good thing.
Hopefully. You never know.
But Tony, on the other hand, Tony's the opposite. If I'm yin, he's yang. Because this man is backstage playing with his toys, right? And I joined the backstage, and he's instinctively reaching for his wheelchair wheels, just trying to sadly move about. Because if you didn't know, Tony broke his ankle and had to have surgery. So
I got plates in my leg. I got some hardware.
He's got the ankle of Lex Luger. Luger had the forearm. Tony's got the ankle.
I got the ankle.
Nobody had a bionic leg. Well, besides Carry-On Eric. Nobody really had a bionic leg. Well, but that's true.
We're gonna kick it off like that. Welcome to Goatmilk, everyone. That's how we're doing.
But that's true. That's true. Let's go to some comments real quick, because you know what? That's what we do. We love our people.
Got Platinum back. What's up, Platinum? Good to see you, man.
Platinum, as always, brother.
Base Windrew, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, I know. We're loads of laps, huh? Yeah, I did a thing. What's up, Richard?
You got to elaborate. We here at Goatmilk are honest with our peoples. And you got to elaborate the thing you did to Sid Vicious your leg.
All right. Here's what had happened. I was jumping on a trampoline. Having a great time. Everything was fine. Then I got to get off of said trampoline. And I didn't jump off. I scooted my butt down, but it was a high trampoline. There was a pad right there.
Like you're short,
get off on. No, it was like 4 foot high. Like, so you'd have to like scoot off of it a little bit. I'm not jumping off that.
When you're 5 foot,
I'm not that dumb. Whatever. So I jump off of that, but the outside of the pad is a little bit more worn than the middle of the pad. And my foot went off and when it went off, I wasn't ready for it, and it snapped my leg in half. It was a fluke accident.
So hold on. I'm painting the visual in my head. So you're scooching to the edge of the trampoline.
Correct.
Preparing to jump off to the mat.
Yes. Yeah.
As prepared as you are, you jump off the mat.
Right.
And you flub the landing.
Well, my right foot slid off.
You flub the landing.
Yeah. I definitely did not.
Ooh, let's just break it down. Let's be real.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's the most uneventful injury I've ever had.
It's probably a very demasculating injury. You're at like a little kid's birthday party, and like here's this grown up. All the kids are drinking their juice boxes or laughing at you because the ambulance is rolling up and Tony's crying. And
nah, dude, I didn't actually. I just sat there. I'm happy you're muted. I didn't mute you anyway. You're good now. But dude, honestly, when I heard it snap, I just sat down. I was like, "Oh, that's not good."
Yeah, but
then I knew I had a matter of about 1 hour. I told her I didn't mean to, but I had to get the hell out of there, and I drove my ass home immediately. Like, I drove my ass right home, and then, dude, within about 30 minutes after I got home, I threw ice on it. Dude, I took the ice off. It was about a softball. Like it was huge on the side.
When you got home, when you got home, were you like, Grandma?
She wasn't home.
Oh, because I like painting pictures in my head.
My mama came over though. I was like, Mom,
having one. Wish mine can come over.
Yours lives.
Well, I like painting pictures in my head, and I just pictured Tony sitting at this bottom of this trampoline. There's this little tiny, not tears, but just little tiny beads coming down his eye, and this kid's just sitting there drinking his juice box, like, Mommy, look at the loser.
No, that wasn't it. Nobody even knew except for one guy. I sat right next to him like everything was fine. He was like, "What was that sound?" I was like, "You heard that? That was my ankle." It's like, yeah.
That was my pride.
No, I'm not frail at all. Actually, I don't. This is it. Honestly, I broke this bone before in a motorcycle accident, and they wanted to do exactly what they just did to me. And I wouldn't let them because I was running my own company at the time, and nobody else was going to do the work for me. So I went right up the ladder the next day. This time, I'm getting a little.
It's starting to sound like that movie Simon Birch.
I don't know what that means. I didn't see that.
Google it.
Yo, what up,
gamer? But no, so
No, see, here's the full story. I was drop kicking little kids at a party, and I jumped off the trampoline, drop kicked the kid, and it landed through a bunch of dominoes of other little kids, and they all went to just right down. It was great. That was a much better story than I got off the trampoline and I broke my friggin' leg. It's a weak spot. It was a fracture point.
I would have made up some shit. I'd been like, man, I just got in this fucking fight from the mall.
What did you just tell me? What did you just tell me? We do not lie to our fans over here. Like, anybody else
in this case, if I break my ankle on an in-ground trampoline, I'm lying on my ass, bro.
Well, it wasn't an in-ground trampoline. If it was an in-ground trampoline, I wouldn't have had to get off it. Everything would have been fine.
I'm still lying on my ass, and we'd be like,
I was gonna be like, somebody wheel my ass out of here. Yes, well, actually, not on the trampoline, off the trampoline. I ruined it off the trampoline. I can't, dude. I can't even stand up on that. No weight for 2 weeks. I go back on this following Wednesday. So we're going to do another show, and I'll go back and get hopefully they'll pull the stitches from the surgery, and I'll get a walking boot. And yes, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to go back.
Get you one of the little knee scooters where you have to scoot around.
I have a knee scooter. And I have Stone Cold Steve. What's up, man?
Hey, technically, you could be more mobile. I seen this guy on TikTok that I used to watch on the Real World. He had his foot amputated, so like his foot fits in like it straps at the knee, and his nub comes out of the back of the leg. Like if his knee was bent, his leg's at a 90 degree, but the prosthetic acts like a leg and a foot, so he's still walking, but he's got his nub. It's like
guy who lives behind me has one of those, and it has like, dude, he's got one with like hydraulics. It goes every time he walks on it. Like it's like an amazing, really expensive.
Dude, you could be like Iron Man without the money.
I'm already Iron Man. They already put the fucking metal in my leg. Like I'm like a tenth of an Iron Man.
A 64th.
No, actually, I'm Mr. Boston Gamer. I see how you're all incognito over here. No, I did not sell it because of that. I sold it because I have 2 more belts. I'm gonna narrow my collection, and I am done buying belts. I'm gonna get the Triple Crown from the '90s and keep it next to my Big Eagle or my Big Gold, and I'm done, guys. I'm out. Toxic hobby. I got 4 messages today about, hey, brother, you want to buy belt? No, I don't want to buy
it's belt. A toxic hobby. I think there's a select handful of people that keep it a toxic hobby. But the market does suck right now. Let's just be truthful. The selling market is just atrocious. Like Mike Patullo is selling a 2023 Classic Shields Bulldog tag, beautiful belt on Ryan Stokes leather. He's only asking $950 for it, and he can't get a hit.
That's what I mean, dude. I got that ORM. The only thing, dude, the ORM Big Eagle, I'm kind of surprised at, dude. I think $450. We talked about that's a good price.
But
they were like $600, $700 when they came out.
The market's just flooded right now.
It has to be.
We need an Eddie Williams reset where like he just controls how many belts go in and out of the matrix. Really, Platinum.
Yeah, like what's eBay do for the fees though? Like if you say you charge $500, what do you get after everything?
They'll probably get you for about $50. They're gonna probably get you for $50 in fees.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So just do like those guys do and just throw it up there for like $100,000.
There you go. See who bites.
Right.
I mean, dude, people are faking Reggie stamps, you know. So
it's not fake if you don't believe it's fake.
That's true. I mean, if you can get somebody to believe that you're going to sell this for.
Well, here's the inherent problem, which that's why, like, I'll be the only person I'd probably honestly buy a Reggie from is Kevin Davenport. Because that's so you have to buy it from somebody you really trust, because what happens is Reggie in his later years, Reggie's Etcher was selling bootleg Reggies. Rico Man was selling bootleg Reggies. There's a person in the hobby that I'm not going to name right now that sells bootleg Reggies.
You know this for a fact, and you're not going to expose them here on Goatmilk?
First, we'll get there eventually. There's a person in the hobby that sells bootleg Reggies. And you look at Dave Milliken, Mr. Honesty. What is not easy enough to whip up a Winged Eagle belt, stamp it with a Reggie stamp, and sell it? It's a $5,000 ticket every time you need cash.
And how much money did you think that you really spent on that? If you really put the work in, did all that, what do you think? You got like 24 working hours on that belt?
No. See, but that's the thing is, a lot of these guys buy Classic Shields plates. Classic Shields plates, they'll put them on some leather they did or their friend did with the Reggie stamp.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the belt $1,000 and turn around and flip it, sell it for $5,000, $7,500.
That's fucking crazy.
It's print money.
That's a hell of a work though. I mean, a shoot. I mean, you can go ahead and put whatever name you want on that belt. Really, at the end of the day, you just need somebody that's actually going to make you that stamp.
Yep. And all you need is one or two of your crooked friends to back you up.
On that belt that I saw you comment on earlier, I noticed that the Reggie Parks did not go up into the tooling, and usually the Reggie Parks is into the tooling, and he avoids it up into the tooling.
The 2G in the box. New Reggie. When you look at any Reggie Parks belt, and 99.9% of them are EGG. There's no tooling between those two G's at the G. That tooling is done. That stamp is done first, and the tooling's done.
Yeah, and then he tooled around it. I know. That's what I was trying to say.
And it's little things you don't notice.
Guys, one quick thing on the show. I know I've been out for a while, but whoever wished me a happy birthday, I do appreciate you. I just been kind of.
Oh, and by that, well, this is the message from our unsponsored sponsor that we need to get sponsored, because I was at the store the other day and I found the perfect sponsor for this show. So we need to make a ploy to this company to sponsor us.
Oh God, we got to get on that. Goat Fuel. Holler at us.
Right?
We'll have it on every show.
That's the problem with buying a Reggie. So, and then, Dan McMahon and a couple others like to be the gatekeepers of who's got a real Reggie, who doesn't got a real Reggie. So it's
platinum.
One of those things.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, now this is one that I mean, I was never a big fan of the Big Eagle. To all the intricacies of that belt, because I stopped watching it at a certain point when I was a kid because it just got so much. So I never really knew the real artwork. So if the artwork is a little off, it may be. I mean, but it's still a good quality belt.
You're still buying a beautiful belt, and you can only be an artwork snob to an extent, like, because we're dealing in a bootleg market,
right?
And
it's got the WWF symbol on it, and you can't find that, so that's got to count for something.
It is what it is at a certain point. Like that's a Nawaz. Tail feathers aren't the exact same, but the plating's beautiful, the belt's beautiful, the bars are beautiful. It's on AJ Giddings leather. Probably gonna go for sale.
I know you were talking about that earlier, trying to back your collection down as well. So
I just got a lot of things going on right now, and a lot of things I want to get into and stick my finger in, and kind of move about. I'm not gonna get out of collecting, but shop's doing a great job right now.
Oh, we got a compliment from the goat. We found the goat.
Doza.
He's here.
Hey,
Doza, thank you.
We need to find this sponsor. Go Fuel, bro.
This is serious. We're going to talk about this after the show.
But like I said, so I have a 3D printer sitting in a box that's been sitting in the box for like a month now. I need to get going, and that's one of the things I want to do. I want to get back into some firearms. I want to build a couple firearms and just explore some other hobbies. Telling you, Doza,
it's on. We need to get you mixing with some goat fuel.
But here's the big but. Isn't it weird? The last I don't know. Maybe I've been disconnected, but the last week or two, and the hobby's just quiet.
It is kind of quiet.
It's weirdly quiet. Like I seen Gary posted a video where a kid got gifted a WCW United States, which is fucking awesome. But other than that, it's quiet. Hey, until today with the fake Reggie.
Yeah, see, he's got to come back and make some more. He's gonna have to make you guys some more straps because he's getting into expensive hobbies now.
Right?
He's buying e-bikes and shit. He's got a really nice one. He was sending us pictures. He's out there in the middle of the night in Inglewood, just wandering around to famous donut shops and shit, just doing crazy shit. I'd rather him go to California than Pakistan, though. I bet you it has been.
Well, like I said,
Good job,
if Doza's down there next weekend, I'm gonna do my best to get down there at least for an hour or two and buy the guy a slice of pizza.
All right, I think we got a surprise guest backstage. You guys have seen this guy once or twice.
Who gave him an invite? Really? This guy, I swear, is one of the sexiest individuals that walks across the hobby. I think
we lost Doza. We got to bring in Mr. Kevin Davenport. Welcome to the show, bro.
Here's my dude.
Hey, what's up, guys?
None other than Mr. Double Drop Kick Podcast himself.
Hey, what's up? You ask and you shall receive. I didn't get the notice till a little bit later. I don't know why it didn't come through.
So what is good, Kev?
Was on me.
How was the hump day?
Sitting here watching the grass grow, so I gotta mow it again.
I'll be over. Don't worry, I got you.
That's about what my days.
Do you feel it's been too quiet in the hobby, Kev?
That's what I feel like, Drew. Like I feel like
maybe
it's been too quiet.
It wasn't quiet today.
Not today, but like I'm waiting for Maggart to go shoot up a couch or something. Like let's have some Carmine jump on live and go after something.
Did Mendoza jump over to the fence and go back home? Where's he at?
Either that or his neighbor's Wi-Fi is down or something.
He's really close to home.
Hey, what's up, Drew?
Dad, getting some love.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Platinum?
Well, Kevin's here.
The schedule came out there, Platinum. Looks pretty good.
I was talking to Carnival about it because Niners open up Monday Night Football against the Jets. And I'm like, hey, Nick, here's your hope. Rodgers makes it 2 series this year. Because we signed
all the crybabies about playing in Miami in the first month of the season and being too hot got their wishes, says we don't have any day game at Miami for the first month. Crybabies. But they'll make teams go and play it in 20 degrees.
It's because y'all put everybody on the hot side. Y'all sit in the shade side.
Nobody said you couldn't bring your own shade. What's up?
Hey, man? That's the beauty about the way the Niners designed their stadium. The visitor side. So Santa Clara, but Santa Clara, San Francisco is not known for being hot, and it's not that hot. But 80 degrees in the Bay Area is like 110 somewhere else.
Well,
so the Niners are all shaded and everything, while the visitor side is in the sun from sun up to sundown. It's wild.
It's always been that way. Miami has always been in the heat in September, and that's part of it. It's hot to go to the south. It's cold to go into cold places during nobody's sitting here making Kansas City go to other places when it's 20 degrees, below degrees, however you say it, 20 degrees below zero in December. I mean, Miami's got to go to Green Bay in Thanksgiving in December. In November. Nobody's crying at me.
But looking at your team, the way it's built, Kev, what is your prediction? Injury, obviously.
With our, I think our defense got a lot. People make a lot of deal about we lost a couple guys off defensive line. But I think those were guys going to get overpaid out on the market anyway. I think we improved on defense. We improved heavily on safety and free safety. I don't like the bubble wrap wide receiver that we gave $3 million to Beckham, but he can stretch the field, and he's still somebody you've got to body up, because if you don't, they will throw.
He'll make that catch. Yeah, I know. You guys are looking pretty good. So are the Jets.
I mean, he'll stretch the Jets is all can they protect Rodgers, but I think the Jets are going to be a force too. I don't think they have any no run game, no real offensive
they'll be
weapons.
battling that 8-8, 9-7.
I believe so too. But it can Rodgers stay healthy? Miami, I think only four losses is what I can see in there.
I haven't looked at the whole schedule yet, but
we got San Francisco coming to Miami. You got the guys coming to Miami in the last.
No, we're gonna spank this. We're gonna spank the fucking turd out of you guys.
You're gonna get drunk.
Whatever you want to bet, we're gonna spank the fucking turd out of you.
Because Tua's gonna get hurt. We're gonna go get a real quarterback, and we're gonna be able to have a great season.
So you're a Miami fan, and you don't like Tua either?
I don't have faith in him. I don't
like his throwing motion. To me, it's mechanical.
I don't like his decision making. I don't like him not progressing through passing situations. It's the one route, and that's it. The speed. I don't like him panicking in the pocket. I don't like him not being able to play in sort of cold weather. He's not proven anything to be paid $50 million a year. He's not proved it yet.
So I seen so let me pick
Buffalo,
your brain on this.
Yeah, Buffalo took a hurting.
Yeah, they're wide receiver. Although I'm a big fan of Coleman.
Defenses, their safeties, their corners.
I'm a big fan of Coleman from Buffalo. That kid and his genuineness in his press conferences, he won me over just on that alone.
Yeah, I love him, but dude, everything else. The new wide receiver that our first pick
Kevin Coleman. Kevin Coleman.
I mean, the Pats are going to go with their quarterback. Is this kid out of Carolina going to be it? Is this kid out of Carolina going to be it? Or is he going to be another flop? I've seen him here in North Carolina. If he masters with this Pat's comment here, if he masters his footwork, they got a good quarterback. It's all about him setting his feet and stop relying on so much of that arm talent.
Who's their coach?
I forget their defensive coordinator who took over for him. I forget his name.
I watched a TikTok, and I 100% agree with it. Because I'm a Niner fan, so I'm jaded in this observation. But they were talking about Caleb Williams, and the guy goes, "If Caleb Williams comes out and leads his team to the playoffs, throws for hold on, no. This is what he said though. This is what you're predicting. He's like, if Caleb Williams comes in the league, throws for 4,200 yards." 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, leads the league in QBR, and gets him to the playoffs. I implore you, you need to please label him a game manager the same way you're doing to Brock Purdy. Look at all the weapons that the Buffalo Bills have surrounded Caleb or the Chicago Bears. Look at all the weapons he's surrounded in. You're doing the same thing to him. You need to do the same thing to him as you're doing to the 262nd pick in the draft that's gone to 2 Super Bowls in 2 years.
All right. Well, one, he won't do it because he doesn't have the O-line or the wide receivers to do it. But two, I would say, look, you guys want to sit here and let me take my team to the NFC Championship, call me a game manager while I throw for 445, 4,200 yards, be in the MVP conversation for the last 2 weeks of the season, go right ahead, because you're writing your little notes and all your little crap doesn't do anything for me putting on the yards. It's what I do. So say whatever you want to do, label me however you label me.
He bulked up.
Quarterback is a game manager. Your job
NFC Championship and a Super Bowl.
Your job as a quarterback is to manage your offense going up and down the field. If you need a long drive, then you got to manage it all the way down. If you need a quick 2-minute drive, you got to manage that all the way down. Your job is to manage. Your job is to get the ball in the person's into the whoever it is to the right hands at the right spot at the right time. You're supposed to manage. This game manager thing, I think, is a crock. I don't like the label on it to begin with for anybody.
I've never, and the fact that he came in this year and did what he did after rehabbing an offseason, didn't have an offseason to improve. He rehabbed the offseason.
Yeah, I think he's a good quarterback. I think it's a top quarterback, but it's not the quarterback managing the game. It's the play caller, but that quarterback has every right to audible out of that. But if somebody's managing the game, it's the guy in the background who's calling, nope, this is the play action this, play action this, play action this. But I mean,
I didn't realize
somebody could say Dan Marino was a game manager because all he did was manage to throw the ball 40 times a game and have 400 yards passing. You know,
we all know how fast Lamar Jackson is. We all know how fast Lamar Jackson is, and Brock Purdy's not as fast at all. Not in the same stratosphere. But I didn't realize if you go one for
you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt.
No, but if you go 1 for 1, Brock Purdy has basically the same 10-yard split as Lamar Jackson. So that first 10 yards gives him his elusiveness, where he's as fast as Lamar Jackson in that first 10 yards. And that's wild to me. I was like, I read that article and I was like,
these running quarterbacks, when it's time for cold weather and they need that 50, 60 yards again, they're not going. You can't take those hits in cold weather and then be able to throw for 200 yards because you hurt too much. You're going to get too injured too much. Look at Hurts. Hurts acted like he was on the back of an ambulance all last year throwing the football. He didn't want to run, and that's because I think he was hurt. Now I want Tua to do well.
It hurts more in the cold.
I want Tua to show me when the game is a 7-7 game because no offense can go up and down the field. I want you to show me on a drive that you're just not going to go 3 and out again when we need it. And then there's so many times last year when we didn't. I want Tua to show me that he can progress through not his first read, his second read. I want Tua to be able to take the ball down in the fourth quarter when you need that 3 yards, tuck your head down and go get it. That's what I want to see from Tua.
I don't watch him as much as you, obviously, but my problem with Tua is 90% mechanical. Man, his throwing motion is atrocious.
He's a lefty, and those stuff. I mean, he puts the ball.
Got that long. It's such a long, elongated windup.
It's a very long delivery, and that leads him to get squirrely in the pocket. But he's got to realize instead of doing that squirrely stuff, step up in the pocket, step to the right in the pocket, stay in the pocket. Don't just dive looking here. Keep your eyes downfield, step up, step back, step to the right, step to the left, and deliver the ball. You've got too many weapons. Their running back room is probably one of the best that football has ever seen this coming up year. They got 5 guys that would start on any NFL team this year and faster than any wide receivers rooms.
You're welcome for Raheem Mostert.
I mean, Achane, the running back that they just got from Tennessee, their running back is stacked. I mean, and they can't carry 5 running backs. I mean,
the problem with the Dolphins
is their O-line. Did they fix their O-line?
But besides their O-line,
and they've signed a couple guys.
Mike McDaniels is too smart. If that makes sense. I think he outthinks himself.
That's what I told you was it does all these factors I don't worry about, because I think the number one thing, and I told you this at the end of last year, the number one thing that hurt the Miami Dolphins wasn't Tua in those games it was the play calling. When we're in cold weather game, you're averaging 5.2 yards a carry and you're not handing the ball off. If he doesn't get it done this year with play calling, I'm not saying you fire him. God knows he's a great coach and great this and makes great plays and sophisticated off, but he doesn't know how to call the game. Is what I saw
not on his rookie deal, right?
No, this will be his last year. They're still trying to work out a contract, but he's not worth, to me, right now paying $50 million a year. He's not great. You had one great season, but if you have a bad season, you're going to give. This is his contract year. This will be his contract.
Did you see that contract Jared Goff got?
Yeah, but that guy has led a division title, led you to the. He's a Super Bowl champion, for one. He's also led.
Oh no, not Stafford. Goff's not a Super Bowl champion, is he?
No, Goff with the Rams. Didn't he win?
Yeah, he went with.
No, Stafford won. Stafford won with the Rams.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah.
He got what
Goff's
I think
he
deserved because of what he's done in the past couple of years.
Things is like I think the NFL needs to revisit the salary cap, anyways, because it's a.
They have a salary cap.
No, they need to revisit how they do it because it is really non-existent.
Well, it goes up depending on the market.
But they're getting around it by just paying their players up front before the season. Then it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Switching it into a bonus instead of having it be a part of the actual salary cap, which affords them more money. But if your quarterback, say you paid the quarterback, in my term, it would be Josh Allen. If he goes down week 3 and he's got out for the season, you just lost a little bit of money. A little bit. You know what I mean? Like you gave that money up.
But somebody needs to look it up. I swear Goff went to the Super Bowl with the Rams, and I thought they lost that Super Bowl.
I know he didn't win a Super Bowl.
I couldn't really tell you. But yeah, I'm nervous.
Rams to the Super Bowl in his 3rd season.
As soon as we got that update from ESPN, and I got my update from ESPN, and it said the Bills released big name. I'm like, okay, I guess we're just cleaning house then. But I mean, Trey White after we paid him big money, dude, he only played.
We're missing some good
a handful of games, you know. Like he didn't really get into the whole like become elite after he got paid type thing.
Yeah, but Dolphins do have a lot of speed, but they have a lot of skill. You're gonna be surprised at. I mean, they took Buffalo's top free safety and top corner and then top safety, and they were one of the best in the league. They improved on their corners, and they're going to get their edge rusher back from him being hurt. I like the Dolphins defense a lot to be even better than they were last year. And last year they were great. They were in the top 5 all year long, even while losing 9 guys throughout the season. That's what crazy. Yeah, Flores was a joke just because he wanted to be the tough man, but not praised when we needed it. I hope Tua is the guy. I really do, but he's got to prove it on the field. I am a guy that's 110%. You do not get paid the big time bucks just for one great season. I want to see you put AFC. They blew the AFC East last year by that loss to Titans. And that game, I go back and back again. Tua, you had that whole 4th quarter and you kept going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 consecutive times in a row. That's where I want to see Tua put the team on his back and say, we're getting this. And if it's not down the field, I'm going out there and running that 10 yards and getting it myself. I want to see him do it.
Who would you trust more, Tua or Dak?
Dak has performed under pressure. Sorry,
I was going to say I would take.
You
I would
might
take
not
Dak
leave, but it
all
is
day.
a team. It is a team game. Dak wasn't doing things that. I mean, you've got the eyes of the world on you being the American teams. Dak has proven a whole lot more. He's been in the league a lot longer, but he's produced with results of getting his team there. Then they have not win, and I can tell you that I don't think that's all fall on Tua's shoulders, because you got into the playoffs and their defensive coordinator acted like he was in Hawaii while that team was playing. They did nothing to try to stop Green Bay. And that guy got a head coaching job out of that.
I was going through the rookie quarterbacks this year, and I said it before, and I'll go on record saying it. I think Caleb Williams is a bust.
I mean, Dak has had one season under a 92 QBR. I mean, he's had 3 seasons over 100 QBR. I mean, the guy's put it up, but he's been hurt.
The Cowboys are never going to be
the other side of the ball, or other people not producing. But
no. The Cowboys are never going to be relevant until Jerry Jones is dead.
Right. I think that hurts them. But I don't think
it's the Al Davis effect.
I'll say this. It's not all Dak's fault that the Cowboys aren't getting the next level. And it's not all Tua's fault that the Dolphins didn't get to where they were. But I will say, when sometimes the Cowboys needed a drive last year before they were getting blown out, Dak was making more of an effort than, Tua just falling down in the pocket. But I'll put more blame on the Dolphins play calling than I will do Tua. And I'll do more of blaming on the defense of the Cowboys last year than I will blaming Dak. I mean, that defensive coordinator, you watched that game against the Green Bay, right? That was not one of the top defenses in the NFL. They did nothing. They didn't blitz. They didn't try to scheme. They didn't zone. They didn't pressure. They didn't do anything. And then they come out in the second half and do the same exact thing. And then some team thinks, oh, this defensive coordinator, he deserves a job. I don't care what you did all year long. What I saw you do on that field, is that what you're going to do with our franchise? That dude did not deserve a head coaching job off of that.
No, I'm looking forward to most.
I'm tired of seeing Dallas on the Sunday Night Football every dang week. I will say that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And now they've got four America's games of the week on Fox, so there'll be at least 4. And then I think they got 2 Monday Night Football games, 3 Sunday Night Football games. It's enough, and you wonder why they get the hate so much.
Ethan,
agreed. No, I'm just saying. I look forward to
the show.
Yeah, hold on.
He threw for 4,500 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions last year. 105 passer rating. Dak.
Not a bad season.
That's almost an MVP season until I don't know. You know, it was between him, San Francisco, and the Ravens QB, and then Tua was in there until that Tennessee lost.
I'm indifferent on talking about Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson is a phenomenal athlete.
His accuracy is what kills me.
His quarterback play is top 20. If you made him a straight quarterback with the speed of let's give him Dak Prescott speed. He's probably maybe cracking the top 20, 25.
We're missing some more comments here. I don't want people to tune out because they're not putting their comments up. Platinum said they lifted the throttle. Yeah, they did lift the throttle, but that's Platinum where we get back to, I think, not Flores. The head coach is not, doing right play calling. And in those games, especially that playoff game against Kansas City, still trying to throw the football 30 times in that freezing cold is just not going to work. You got a run game, and you had one of the best run games in the NFL. His play calling, to me, was the biggest issue for Miami last year. Play calling down the stretch.
On this comment, what's going to happen is we'll keep Uke. We'll sign Uke to a contract. Debo, as much as I love Debo, and Debo is a tone setter, the problem with Debo is his health.
That's old school. That's old school helmet right there.
This is what they need to, and tell me, Platinum, this is what they need to go back. Don't you say you like our current logo. This is what they got to go back to. This logo, the 84 to 89 or 83 to 89. It was the fat dolphin, not the skinny dolphin that they've had too, which is one up here too. And they've the aqua mask. It's classic. It's just absolute classic right here. Love this logo. Love that logo. I don't like our Disney logo right now. Can't stand it. Looks like a Disney cruise ship.
I want to keep my opinions to myself as a Buffalo fan.
Go ahead and trash it because I can't stand it. And even the dang equipment boys can't tell which way the Dolphins supposed to be. You see Tua's helmet, he's going straight. Wide receiver's helmet, the Dolphins lifted up, and this guy's done.
They have no consistency for the staple.
Back to tradition. And Buffalo needs to go back to the red helmet.
I'm kind of digging that red helmet.
The New York Jet. Well, then use that as an alternate.
That's what I was kind of hoping for. Get back to the old shit.
They ain't done crap since they went to the white helmet. Miami ain't doing crap since they went to that. But
this is true.
The Jets woke up and they're like, hey, let's go back to the thing that people like them at. A Jet logo with the Jet on it. How about that? I like
those were sick helmets, but I do like the new Jets jerseys. I really do. That black and green one, that black one with the green on the side. I do like that. They do have a pretty hot.
I could care less about alternates and this, that, and the other, but I'm just glad that they went back to their older logo. It looks, the Patriots should go back to the.
I think the Giants.
What do they call them?
Should have the Giants on their helmet because I just remember like the Little Giants movie.
with that the navy helmet with it.
Yeah, like Lawrence Taylor days and shit.
And the Redskins should give a big to everybody else and go back to being the Redskins.
Did anybody hear? I keep reading this thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but there's a Native American tribe that's trying to get that.
Yes, they're suing the organization to go back. Yeah,
because the guy on the helmet was actually a high chief or something like that, and he was.
Yes, it was actually painted by an Indian, and they painted their chief, and that's who's actually on there.
That was the same thing with Aunt Jemima, the syrup.
Yeah,
they took off the label. The family doesn't get any more royalties.
That's what I love about the show. Racism doesn't exist. We're all equally worthless. It doesn't even matter. They're gonna do what they want to do.
People play race in order to get somewhere, you know.
But
pretty much.
I'm gonna segue this into a subject that Kevin maybe can speak on too. Growing up as a child, as a youth, the amount we've been lied to by our government.
Some more comments. What's up? Yes, we were this. Go ahead.
No, I got specifics. I got specifics. So as a child, we were berated with learning how to stop, drop, and roll. I've never been on fire as an adult.
You're losing me here really quickly.
Hold on.
As somebody
as
that has
a
an
child,
EMT license, you do need to stop.
As a child,
you need to come
aliens.
You need to come to the South. Rednecks are setting themselves on fire.
We're going to go to aliens too. As a child, the DARE program promised us free drugs.
I swear to God, they said free drugs. I swear to God, they said
I have never, except for one time, but I think the guy's intentions were a little different. They have been offered free drugs in my life. Ever.
You've never been offered free drugs?
Never been offered free drugs.
You've gone to a party where somebody's here or come hit this, come on.
Well, I think the guy wanted to get with me, but that was different. And I was vulnerable at the time. So, we won't talk about that. But
yeah, we'll leave that part out.
So the DARE program lied to us.
Color on your beard.
Then you segue that to things like, I've never seen a van with the label free candy on the side. Have you? Who's seen that? Where's my free candy? Or when the teachers were trying to teach us the metric system, it's coming. It's coming. You need to learn this. You need to learn the metric system. This is for Americans, not for the Canadians.
I just used the Pythagorean theorem yesterday. I can't remember for what. I'm totally kidding. Like, yeah, I get where you're going. Go on.
But then you get older, right? And you're like, yo, the moon landing. We're talking about the moon landing earlier. And you look at the conglomerate of evidence that is just there to show you that it never happened.
What evidence?
So I want to put some exhibits out for Kevin to debunk.
Why do I have to debunk them?
Well, because this is the vacuum of space. You're smarter than I am, Kevin. You went to college full time, and you're smarter than I am.
I know what you're going to say. Why isn't it sucking him in?
No. Watch. I want you to watch the video, and then we'll acknowledge that we'll go through the video. Go ahead, play the video.
All right, let me pause this.
I hope it's romantic all my life, surrounded by couples all the time. I guess I should take it as a sign.
Was that flapping?
That's a very strong vacuum and a flapping lid on a spacewalk.
All right.
Hey, hold on. No, let's go to the next one.
Again.
He's going in a decompressed space where there is none. You can't have two open doors that would suck everything right out. He's going into decompressed area. Your
lid is as thin as paper and as flexible as paper?
Yes. Do you know the space shuttle is as thin as the whole space station is not very thick, that you can punch a pencil all the way through it if you pushed hard enough in some areas. Even the sponges on the space, even an airplane is a couple of. That's why we didn't use bullets as when you did the air marshal program. You can't use real bullets on an airplane because it'll go right through the whole thing, and then you'll have a decompressed. Oh God, this guy.
You know him?
I've seen him. He's going everywhere.
Is he wild?
He's retarded in
Roll
some
the
things,
footage.
and some things he's not.
Roll the footage.
They did fake the moon landing. That's a fact, whether people realize it or not. Today, with 54-year better rocket designs and computer designs, the farthest that NASA can send a rocket with an astronaut into space is 1,000th the distance to the moon. That's why they're sending mannequins to orbit the moon that can't even land, because they would die from the radiation. Most people don't know, which is above the Earth, starting at about 1,000 miles and extending about 30,000 miles, is a huge band of radiation that astronauts would have to go through to the moon and through again back. The technology for an astronaut to go through it to the moon and back and survive has yet to be invented. They had 1/8 of an inch of aluminum. Now, when you get a dental x-ray, they use 1/4 inch lead. And so that's for 1/24 of a second. They would be in that for an hour to an hour and a half going to the moon, and an hour to an hour and a half coming back. They did.
And that lady at the dentist throws that apron on you and runs out the room.
Yeah, that is a good point. I didn't even think about that. How does Elon Musk plan on doing this?
You want to know why? You want to know why? You want to know why?
60 years?
You want to know why she gets out of the room quickly and doesn't want to be there? Because she's taking 60 to 70 of those a day. 60 to 70 times that radiation. That's why you could not have it on it, and it's not enough that it's going to hurt you. But if it's 60 or 70 times that you're in that room pressing click and you don't have the right suit or the right stuff to protect you, it's going to affect you over time. Just like the same thing with Chernobyl, and when they went in there to see the elephant's foot, after 40 years, if they'd have done it at the beginning, it would have killed them in 9 to 10 seconds. 40 years later, they can withstand 8 to 9 minutes, and then they got to get out, or they're going to start having problems. The same way with that lady. You want to get out of there. Yeah. If I'm doing 60 or 70 x-rays again on teeth, I'm not going to stand in that room all day long too. Same way with x-ray technicians. When you go get an x-ray, you don't really actually need all those kind of things that they put on you for just one little thing. But if you're doing it over and over and over again, the exposure is going to hurt you. Now with the moon landing, I don't know and could care less, but I do know that we've been further out than what he's saying. And I know that we have satellites out there, and I know the Earth is not flat and all that kind of crap. That is his initial jump. That's already been debunked, and NASA's already showed the shoes that he won. And even Neil Armstrong said, no, those are not the boots. Those are our insulators that go inside the boot. That's not our spacesuit. So that's their decontaminant suit.
Oh, when they bust in, they take all the radiation off of them. Huh?
He's already said that, that's the inside of everything that goes inside our, you can even look at that picture in the thing. Now, whether or not somebody's landed on the moon or not, I don't care. I don't know, but I do know that they're, what NASA explained was that's a fixed camera that they put there to be able to do that you can mean, but you can't say, are you saying we're not even in outer space and on the space station?
No, we're in a space station.
That's where the flat Earth
in orbit.
That's where you lose me. We got people out there right now that they.
Yeah, I'm not a flat earther or nothing like that.
Yeah, if you think the Earth
I'm
is
just
flat,
saying
I can punch you in the forehead until you die, because that's.
I'm just saying we need to just take a step back and realize how much we were lied to.
Oh, we've been lied to. The government lies to us. Our government doesn't care about us anymore. And that's just evil over time stepping in. Our government doesn't care about your health. They don't care whether you live or die. They don't care about anything. That was clear with the COVID stuff. I mean, these COVID vaccines are killing people left and right. And now they're admitting it. Yeah, we did it too fast. And there's very, very bad side effects. And mask didn't work. Well, no crap, mask didn't work. It was splash masks are not going to work because it's not an N95. It's too thin for it to go through that splash mask. And as somebody that's been trained as an EMT for the entry crew that we were on serving warrants, that's just a splash mask. It's not going to stop bacteria, not even any bacteria, not even a common cold. That's just called a splash mask. For if you're coming in, somebody wheels you in and they're spitting, or there's a little blood flying up here or there, or there's bodily fluids,
or if they cough, it'll catch it.
That type of thing.
It's not going to keep anything from getting in.
Any splash particles, it will, and it's not going to keep any viruses or anything like that out. I mean,
let's put it like this: if you're allergic to pollen and you're out in the middle of a field with a bunch of pollen, you're gonna sneeze just the way you would if you were breathing regularly. But if you had an actual half-face respirator
not an
or N95, you might have a better chance. Let's check out this last video that Ethan sent.
I'm allergic to just about everything outside. When I go mow the lawn or weed eat or whatever, I have to put it can't be a splash. It's got to be an N95, went over the ear to be able to stop that, so I can, mow grass and this, that, and the other without,
You're allergic to lawn clippings and shit like that. When people mow lawn, you react to that.
Just with my asthma, it bothers me.
Yeah, I feel that.
Where are you going, Platinum?
A new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, bullshit. Tuesday, bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and
all right, that's good. All right, appreciate it. That's good.
Is that it? Just one picture with a song behind it?
You showed this one earlier. Yeah.
No, but I believe the government doesn't have your best interest at all anymore. At all.
No, I don't think so.
Just a little food for thought. I was thinking about, because
I mean, they're gonna lie to us. Of course, they're gonna.
I want my free drugs. I mean, let's be real.
I mean, the government they're allowed to. They don't have to have Obamacare. They didn't have to get the vaccinations. Government and members of Congress, they didn't have to have the vaccination. It was not mandatory for them. They can insider trade all day long and not get persecuted. They don't have to have FISA warrants executed on them. They're exempt from being spied on with anything with the laws that were passed by Bush back in the day. I mean, it's all a corrupt system to begin with. And that's true too. People will believe anything they just about read. Nobody wants to do their own little research anymore.
I just want my free drugs.
Right. Just like you see people will do that. They'll go on.
Even wants his free drugs. Send it to whatever PO box.
Have you ever seen people tweet out a question? Hey, anybody know how to fix this or what's wrong with this? And it's like, dude, you got Google right there. If you just Google it, it'll tell you yourself instead of tweeting to ask about it.
Which is true.
They don't.
This is very true. Absolutely. I mean, they get all kinds of tax breaks for the guys that are making the real money, right?
Oh, Platinum, come on, you can hang around, man.
Come on, man.
Talk some dolphins.
What are you doing? Don't leave.
Come
back, Platinum. Come back.
They keep printing money and stuff's gonna it's gonna end up being worthless. They don't get it under control.
I literally just watched something about this, and there was a country that had tons of money sitting everywhere on the streets, and it's because they overprinted the money. I can't remember exactly what.
Oh, there's been 2 or 3 countries that has done that over time.
But they brought it down. The value was so low that you needed like $5 million to buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah, they over inflation.
Holy shit, dude! Like, how did we get here?
Why is gold worth so much? Because it's a limited supply. You keep printing money, you make the dollar weak against everything. You have more and more of it.
I mean, if nobody knows how currency goes. You have to have enough gold to back up and strengthen that dollar.
Well, nobody
if
even
you
knows.
Don't have that.
That's
another thing.
The United States
doesn't even know if it's a real
Federal Reserve. They have no control of this. Its own entity.
Have we put any more in there? In Fort Knox, in that little bunker.
There's probably no more. There's probably no more left in there. It's probably all been siphoned off and gone to begin with. Probably been gone.
Well, I watched the Tom Brady roast. I don't know if you guys did. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Oh, I know. You know, dude. You
came
seen
out
he was
today.
mad. You seen him? I know. I saw
He
that.
wouldn't have done it. Like, dude,
He
quit
wouldn't have
being
done
so
it
soft.
again.
And now
Stop
they're going to
being
put
a
this
bitch.
guy calling.
He was on the Pivot podcast on the other day, and he said what the problem was how much it affected his kids.
Yo, did anybody hear about this GameStop the meme stocks? Is what they're calling it on the news. The GameStop thing.
Yeah, they're trying to
Sell.
No,
Sell.
if you sell, you get. Try to explain it. If they sell, they will be able to get the people that have been doing insider trading and post loan on shadow. I'll have to explain it if you want me to get into it, but no, they shouldn't. The longer they hold on to it, the more they're costing these big guys that go in to try to tank a company and deplete it, sell off their stock, drain it. Those are the guys that are making millions and millions because they shadow bet against.
I've watched
stock.
Wall Street.
Yeah, they shadow bet against that stock, and if they sell it, they let them off. The more they hold on to it, it's costing them millions and millions. It could be the stock that resets the whole stock market, all the crookedness that they're doing. GameStop, the game that's been done for years.
Did they lose? Did they lose it? Sellers have lost $5.3 billion this week. Now, say you sell that stock, right? Say they sold it while it was up. Do you get to keep that money, or they go back and be like, "Oh, wait a minute, this was wrong. We're going to correct this money. We're only giving you this much."
They can't.
Oh, Kev's at work.
No, I'm sitting here. I didn't know you asked me. I thought you asked what we were asking. What were you asking?
What do you think they lost? Sellers lost 5.3 billion this week. Do you think if they lose? My question would be, I don't know, Ethan, if you do know, please enlighten me. In the stock market, say you would have sold this amount, it went up high, you sold it, you got that money now in your.
No, they can't come after you sell a stock for a price.
They can't come back and adjust.
No.
Oh,
you're actually sold. It's not yours anymore.
I'd have sold the shit out of that stock.
What they're doing is trying to prove a point, because there's people that have shadow made and borrowed off of the stock that weren't there, saying that they had the stock. That's how a lot of the stock market has been going on still, as you've hedged funds. All these guys, they've hedged against the stock, meaning that they have betted on that stock being depleted and selling out because they've dumped the company, because that's what half of these people do. And that's why GameStop has rebounded a little bit in their because they got a new CEO and went in there and says, nope, you're not going to do it to this company. We're going to streamline, we're going to get better, and we're going to make it. And that's why they've been turning a profit. But if those guys sell it, at any point that they sell it or don't sell it, those hedge funds that have been shadowing these stocks are going to owe hundreds and hundreds of millions, because they've been naked selling that for I don't know how long.
Well, because that's the one thing I heard GameStop's getting into now is trading cards, where they're actually giving store credit for PSA cards. I just seen that on TikTok today, actually.
Yeah. That these guys that are holding the stock hold the real stock, and they need to keep holding it, because the longer they hold it, that money that these guys took out to short sell it or sell the naked stock or whatever are losing hundreds of millions of dollars to have to pay back. I mean, what's being done, it should be done all across the board to reset the actual market.
I got my little brother investing into crypto for me, and I'm not, after that Tom Brady roast, I'm kind of, actually he's doing more.
Well, that's how I got a lot of my dough. Was very, very fortunate to be lucky to get a little bit of that crypto very, very early on.
Yeah, it goes up. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what they're talking about, a crash. I did not hear anything about that. My little brother is very much on top of that crypto stuff and all that Bitcoin and whatever it is. I keep dumping him money, and he keeps investing it.
Well, I have a little bit now, but I got rid of my Bitcoin and once it went way through the roof and got rid of it. But I was just at the right place, right time to be able to get a little bit at the time. Wasn't millions and millions and millions of dollars worth. It'd been nice to go back, but no.
I mean, if I knew it was going to, I mean, it's
Stone Cold gets it. His comments, he gets it. There it is. Yeah, naked selling. He knows it. He knows what they're doing.
naked selling.
But I mean, if this wasn't the most random of random goat milk diaries this week,
I don't know what would be. I really couldn't tell you
we went from the hobby, football, being lied to by the government, to GameStop stocks. I mean, we didn't get to Alien.
What it is
aliens.
Those fake investors are losing their tails off, and it's funny because they created a system that they think was unfathomable or unbeatable, and they're finding out it's a flawed system, and it's a illegal system if you look into it. Legal kind of thing.
It's legal if they let it. If you did it, you'd be in jail.
I mean, it's
but
called.
They're
short
doing it, so
selling.
it's fine.
It plain and simple. It's short selling, and short selling is flawed. If you get caught in the short selling, or if you get caught with your pants down, you're going to pay hundreds of millions, and you're going to cripple everything. Short selling is flawed. It creates naked selling, and then you're not actually selling the stock. You're selling fakes of it, and then you're going to owe millions of dollars that you took and you lended out on it. The only people who are to blame for this is the SEC and Congress for letting it all happen to begin with. They should have stopped. It should have been investigated a long time ago, and short selling should have been stopped a long time ago.
They're going to do what they want to do, man. I mean, they don't look at when you do that thing where you get into a pandemic and they're like, you have to get this shot before you go anywhere, and then
they're going to have
millions of people get a shot.
They're going to have to fix it soon because that one stock could collapse it all. I'm telling you, millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars tied up in short selling and doing that crap. I'm telling you. There's a lot of people. Hit me up in my inbox and I'll let you know who the ones to stay away from.
Ethan.
Is there?
He's talking about the beginning of the show.
Hey, we'll get there at one point.
You made the man hang out for an hour and 8 minutes, and he ain't even gonna get an answer.
How else you keep him around?
You got him hanging by a string here.
Just get your belt verified by but there
not
is
everything's for public knowledge.
There is some. Ethan, you talked about. Go ahead, say what you said on your earlier post, that there's somebody out there doing what you were correct on, getting the plate.
Yeah, you get the plates from Classic Shield. You slap them on some leather with the Reggie stamp, and
somebody about Reggie's Plater. That there's a person out there that contacted Reggie's Plater.
There's a person that uses Reggie's Plater and gets plates and makes his Reggie's and makes his little bit of money, and it's scammy. It's deceitful.
There's not hundreds. There's not hundreds of them out there.
But I mean, that's how you got to keep them stringing and coming along for next week, because next week Doza should be back,
and we'll tell you all about the fake Reggie belts.
and you have some more on some Reggie belts. Maybe we'll bring Dav back, talk a little more football. That's right. Who knows?
Kev is always welcome on this show. He's almost become a staple. Look, he's just hanging out.
No, but I came in just to ask. I didn't know y'all were talking about the Reggie things, but I'll be glad to talk about the Reggie stuff and let people know that I know.
Do we really look like guys with a plan?
I mean, there's a leather maker out there that got caught making a fake leather and put it on CS Shields, and Dan called him. You can contact Dan and ask him about that, and he had to fix that situation. The person got their belt back. There's not like hundreds of fake Reggies out there or fake Reggie stamps or this, that, and the other. There's just one person that's you know, that is out there supposedly. Contact Ron Edwardson, Flawless One. You'll learn all about it. But I can't come on these guys' shows and say stuff that they might not want me to say to create,
You're free.
the drama.
You're free to say whatever you want. You're a grown up. You can back up your own statement.
That's the whole thing. Facts, like not opinions. Just give the facts. If they're facts, people can look it up. They can look it up for themselves and find out that it's true. So
I mean, there's been 4
everything
or 5
that we
people,
say on this show has to be the truth.
I don't believe that belt that Ron Edwardson was showing. I think Ron was right. That's not a real Reggie. None of it aspects of the real Reggie. I don't care how bad Reggie was. He didn't paint an eagle like that. And I was offered that belt last year by Rusty Miller, and that belt I did not think was a real Reggie, and I told him no. And he continued to sell that belt. Rusty said it was his belt, and then he finally told me, he says, no, it wasn't my belt. It was somebody else's belt that he was trying to sell for. And I didn't believe it was a real Reggie at that time. And that was my opinion. And then it goes out, the 2 other people turned up and said, nope, it's not a real Reggie either. And now this person says that Kevin Rhodes verifies it that it is. I wouldn't take Kevin Rhodes' word if he gave me $1 million. He's not a
I'm going to throw some out there. I'm going to throw some out there.
He's lied on a many of things.
Are we sure this is not a Classic Shows exclusive?
What do you mean?
They're a new line of exclusive Elite Series. Closest to Reggie's you'll ever get without being Reggie.
Oh, I don't know. They've been but going back to my thing, I'm not saying whatever, but I just didn't believe that the belt that Rusty was showing me had what was a real thing. And then I was upset with Rusty, because he told me that belt was his. And then when I pressed him for more pictures, he had to wait to get the pictures from the person, because the person he was selling it for, he wasn't real honest in that deal. But I don't know, but that's the same belt that I was offered, that one with that stupid paint right there. And that belt has been tried to offered for 4 or 5 people in 4 or 5 circles for a year and a half. I don't believe it's a real Reggie, but that's my opinion, and coming from a person that owns 4 sitting right here next to me. But I don't know what and all went down with the Ron Edwardson situation. I wasn't involved in it, or somebody saying he was trying to buy it for cheap. I don't know why you'd want it if you didn't think it was real, unless you like the plates. But I just know that Rusty offered me that belt, and I didn't want it. I didn't like it. But when I pressed Rusty, he was like, no, it's not mine. I'm selling it for somebody. And I was like, well, no, not interested in it. But that belt has been called into question by 4 or 5 people that it's not a real Reggie. And I do know that somebody in the past, a leather maker, has been caught putting CS plates on. He's a real good leather maker from overseas, and he was caught putting a fake Reggie stamp on stuff on one belt, 1 or 2 belts, and tried to sell them to somebody. And then when that person showed Dan was like, these aren't real. And Dan facilitated the deal for that to get back. And that maker said that leather maker said that he was never going to do that again, destroyed the thing or whatever. But anybody can make a 3D thing to print to get on there. You just got to verify your Reggies. You just got to go to the people that actually have them. Where do you think go?
Oh, it's taken off. Well, guys, thank you guys for joining us. We'll have more drama-filled things for your absence of drama in the hobby. Trust me, it won't last long. But we will be back next week. Hopefully, we can get Kev to come back on if he's free. Everybody knows I'll be free because I'm off of work and everything.
And Flawless, if wait a minute, if you see that it says I see overseas makers using stamps on leather that say Reggie Parks. If you see it, let us know so that we can blow them up and get them banned from every sort of group that there can. No Pakistan maker. No Pakistan maker is going to have a real Reggie belt, period, or have one with the leather or anything like that. You can automatically know that is fake. But that's a shame that they're doing it. But there's also Classic Shield. You can look at the art. If you go on you got 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, Tony?
We'll give it another 10, 15
All right.
seconds. Double Drop Kick Podcast. Everybody tune in to the Double Drop Kick Podcast.
Like there's a bunch of check the artwork and this, that, and the other, but you'll also see I'm not talking about if it has Reggie down in here or anything like that, but for fake art, you'll see it. Check the globes, these globes right here. They'll have an initial in it. There's a guy out there that's correcting art or whatever, and he'll have his initials in it. And you'll see a lot of the classic Shields belt have that. They'll have initials down in that globe or whatever. You can check that sort of thing too.
That's for Classic Shield specifically, or is that for makers?
No, that's been other makers or whatever that say, hey, this is Reggie art. And It's not Reggie art. If it's not the actual art, if it has down here in this globe, it has somebody's initials in it. That's somebody that has tried to update. Yeah, you can look at that and this, that, and the other for if somebody's saying, oh, it's the correct art. It's not the correct art, or this, that, and the other. Yeah, Flawless. I did see somebody try to do a Jamar one, and that person got shamed a lot. But I haven't seen a Pakistan maker do one with whatever. But yeah, if you see it, call it out, post it up in the scammers group, and get it out of here. It has no business. But
we'll make sure it gets to the internet.
Yeah, with the situation that went on with Ron, I'm not privy into whatever happened. I just read about it like an hour ago, but I can tell you what that belt was that was offered to me. That was the same belt that was offered to me about a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Well, you dodged a bullet, my friend. Kev, thank you so much for coming on.
I knew automatically.
I appreciate you coming on, man. We'll see you next week, hopefully. If you want to come on, it's always an open invitation. Everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a great show. Next week, we're going to have Doza back. We'll have Ethan on. He had to go pick up his child. It's very important. Family first. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a hell of a ride. Such a random ride all the time, right? But just a couple guys hanging out, talking about whatever comes to our mind. We're weird, so we're going to get weird with us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, guys.